What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at another addition to the Spy Family SH Figuarts line. It is none other than our boy Damian Desmond. And if you have no idea who he is, basically he's a supporting character in the series. Sometimes he kind of plays the antagonist, or more so just an enemy to Anya herself. If you watch the series, you'll know I still to this day recommend checking it out. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive right into the figure, starting off with the sexy packaging. Now, as you can see, the boxes are remaining pretty consistent. It still has that slim, slender look. We do have the green right here, which is followed by another color, which for this figure happens to be purple. I guess it's because of the logo on his chest. That's the only thing I can think of. Or the logo on his school uniform is what I meant to say. Anyway, you got the window packaging where you can see the figure as well as some of the accessories. Ton of face plates behind here if you guys can't see them. It says Damian Desmond right there, Spy X Family right there. At the bottom it says Tamashii Nations. Then it says Show Pro right there. You have Damian Desmond at the top, an image of him angry at the bottom. On the side right here, he's got his arms crossed. On this side, he's kind of got that annoyed expression. This is definitely him looking at Anya. And then, of course, on the back, you got the figure as well as all the crazy face plates that he comes with. So many options for expressions with this kid here. And then, of course, we have some stuff at the bottom. I can't read because I imported this figure. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and bust it open and take a look at it. Now, when it comes to reviewing figures like this, I'll be honest with you guys, it's pretty difficult because, as you can see, he's so small that it pretty much fits on the camera. And just like Anya, the tiny feet make it pretty much impossible to get him to stand up, especially on fabric when he has such a big head. But I can't complain here because it is completely accurate to the designs of the characters from the series. And so it's just something you kind of got to deal with. So I'm going to try to do everything while holding on to the figure, except for the size comparisons. I'm going to try my hardest to get him to stand. I managed to do it once or twice, but it is a little bit difficult. Now, anyway, when it comes to the overall look at the figure, we'll just go ahead and do the close-up as of right now. As you can see, the face is pretty plain, the one that he comes with on the packaging or in the packaging. Very, very simple. He's got the kind of big jaw right here when you turn it to the side, but it still looks really good. He does have his well-kempt hair looking very nice. Then he's wearing his uniform that has the logo on the left side of the chest. If you watch the series, you'll know what that's for. Again, check out Spy Family. It's really great. For the most part, he pretty much looks just like Anya. He's got the black button-up shirt with the gold trimming around the bottom of the sleeves and then the bottom of the shirt. His legs are a little bit longer, and so they incorporated a little bit more articulation as well. You do have the cut around the thigh for the thigh swivel, and then you do have the bend at the knee. The feet are a little wonky how you can articulate them. They work fine, but it is a bit of a pain to try to get him in particular poses, especially when you're utilizing the ankle pivot, and we'll touch more on that a little bit later. But overall, very, very good looking figure. You do have the line work going up the center of the back. That is pretty much perfect. I do dig that a lot. The hair is it looks almost like it's black, but it's actually like a really, really dark undersaturated green, and that's something you'd have to pick up the figure to actually see. But it looks good, man. The eyes are painted on. Everything about this figure is just very, very clean, man. He does kind of have a bit of a feminine look with this faceplate, but I guess it could just be this one in particular. But yeah, like I said, very, very good looking figure. Now, when it comes to the height of this figure, to the top of his head, he's actually just shy of 3.5 inches. And I know this is a horrible measurement segment, but I did manage to do this outside of filming this segment to give you guys an accurate height on this guy. He is just shy of 3.5 inches. He's not quite there. Articulation wise, he looks up about that much, which is basically non-existent because the hair does touch the back of the neck. He looks down about that much, which isn't far at all. And honestly, it just looks like he's looking forward. Again, that chin is going to touch the neck. He does get really good tilt and turn though. Swivel and everything's going to work fine. Arms do go up and out about that much. Now, when you're moving these outward, make sure that you're pushing in because they will just kind of come off. And I think that's because of one of the accessories he comes with. Of course, I'll touch on that a little bit later. Bringing them inward, you can pretty much only get them forward. And my right arm comes off very, very easy. Anyway, you can only bring them forward like this. The figure is just way too small for them to have incorporated any kind of butterfly joint. And then the chest is just one solid piece. Again, this arm is coming off. I'm doing that on purpose to show you guys you might have this issue. It does suck, but it's not like they could have elongated the peg. Anyway, he does have a single elbow bend. His hands are on a very tiny peg similar to Anya's, and you can't really move it inward a whole lot. That's about as much as you're going to get because of the sleeve. Make sure you don't lose these guys because if you do, it is pretty much a wrap. No torso articulation whatsoever, and you can only move the legs around underneath this piece right here, and that's about as much as you're going to get it to go forward. That's about as much as you're going to get it to go back. It can go outward a little bit, so that's pretty cool. He does have a thigh swivel. He does have a single jointed knee, which works fine. And then the most frustrating thing is the feet, mostly when you bring them inward. Now, they go down about that much, up about that much. That's perfectly fine. And then the ankle rocker works, but it can be a little bit frustrating to deal with sometimes. Make sure you're patient, and if yours feels stiff, make sure that you heat it up because this is very tiny plastic here and you don't want to break this. So yeah, just be wary of that. Now for the accessories, I found an alternative to get him to stand for at least a little while. I just decided to use this Tamashii Nations base that you guys can see. Anyway, in terms of accessories, he does come with a neutral head sculpt right out of the packaging and a pair of relaxed hands. And in terms of his hands, these things are very tiny. He comes with a pair of fist hands. He comes with a pair of like wide open hands, which these are much easier to see. And then he does come with a pair of like pointing finger hands as well, and this is obviously for when he's pointing at Anya. He does come with a pair of crossed arms, and that was exactly why I said that the arms come off a little easier than like the Anya figures, and so I'm glad they included that because he does cross his arms a lot. He does come with this kind of like devious facial expression. This is for when you know he's got something planned. He comes with this annoyed expression. This is definitely my favorite. He comes with two kind of angry faces, one showing more teeth, one showing a bit of a surprise, and then he does have a bit of a blush under there. Then he comes with another one that has a blush. This is a surprise face as well. I really like this one. This is more on the curious side. And then last but not least, he comes with an excited face, and I mean, he's 6 years old, so he definitely gets excited a lot. Despite him being a little bit of an angsty child, he's still adorable. He's still got that happiness to him, and that's what makes you love him. Moving on to size comparisons, here he is standing next to pretty much all the figures that matter. We have him standing next to the SH Figuarts school uniform Anya, the SH Figuarts suit version Lloyd, and then the SH Figuarts casual outfit Your Forger. And as any of you watching would guess, getting all these figures to stand up was probably the biggest headache I've had today thus far. Here he is standing next to a demoniacal fit base form Goku, a SH Figuarts Meshali.Beret, which I just reviewed. Go check that out if you haven't already. And then we have him standing next to an SH Figuarts One Piece Monkey D. Luffy. Here he is standing next to a couple of Figma JJK Greatness figures. We have him standing next to the Figma Yuji Itadori, the Figma Satoru Gojo, the Honored One, and of course the Figma Kinto Nanami. Lastly, for some random extras, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Final Swingsuit Spider-Man, a Metacom toy or Mafex the Batman, and a Jax Pacific Supersonic. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. When it comes to the Spy Family SH Figuarts, these are just wholesome figures to have in your collection if you're a fan of the series. Now, if you're not a fan of the series, I still find there to be plenty of enjoyability just because of the fact that they come with so many interchangeable parts, so many different facial expressions. I often find myself just picking them up and then randomly putting on just any kind of expression on both figures and then seeing what I can come up with in terms of a display, as you guys see in front of you right now. We've kind of got Damian looking cocky, and then you've got Anya looking like, really, dude, like, what's going on here? And it's just stuff like that that makes these figures enjoyable to me, man. It's not one of the action figures that you pick up and pose them around fighting. It's just something simple, man. It really is simple, and that's what I enjoy sometimes, just that little bit of slice of life, which is why I enjoy Spy Family as much as I do. Now, when it comes to these figures, it's just fun to have more of them. If you've got one or two, yes, it's great, but the more of these characters you have, the more interactions you can have when posing them around, just makes it that much more fun, man. And adding Damian to the collection, it was necessary. I'm going to collect every single figure that this line has to offer. I've said that multiple times, and I stand on it, man. I just truly enjoy Spy Family, man. It's such a fun watch, and I don't know how this figure in particular is going to sell, but it does seem like the rest of the line has been doing well. I also just picked up Bond, who released the same month as Damian, and then I don't remember if there's anyone else next. Actually, I think Becky is next, and they haven't announced anyone after her, but there's still more characters that I want, man. I want this universe to be expanded to the fullest. I want so many characters from this, man. I truly enjoy it, and I'm basically beating a dead horse at this point. But guys, if you haven't picked these up, make sure you pick them up if you are a fan of these lines. I know I've said it before, there's so many other lines out there that are worth picking up, especially if you're someone who's into the more shonen anime. But if you want something just to pick up, pose around, chill, and maybe give you a laugh or two, these are the figures to do it. Now, anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. It was a little bit different just because of it was kind of difficult to get this guy to stand up and pose around the way I wanted him to, but I managed to get it out. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If so, don't forget to give this video a like, as I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.